Welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. I'm your host, Mikey. That is Howie. What's going on,
Howdy.
brother?
I'm feeling good.
We're going into week 8. Can you believe we're
Week
already at
8.
week 8?
Yeah, it's time for me to make my run.
Do something. We
Oh my
played last
gosh.
week.
Yeah,
It did
we
not
did.
go well for you.
It was great until about the second quarter of the first game. I had a little lead, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 bam. It was like, I don't know.
What's going on, Justin? Welcome. Yeah, so let's jump into some of the things. We'll get the injury news in a minute, but there was a massive trade this week.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see more and more trades. So over the last 2 weeks, we had 3 major receivers on the move. We had Devontae going to the Jets, which really didn't do much week 1. We had
Cooper
Amari
to
going to
Bills.
Buffalo, which helped Buffalo's offense really open up once he got on the field. And then we saw D-Hop move to KC this week.
Yeah.
What's your take on the D-Hop to KC?
I like it. It's too bad Juju got hurt, but I think D Hop is going to give Kansas City what Cooper is going to give to Buffalo.
Okay.
That the hands guy,
Yeah.
the one that can, he notices his quarterback's in trouble, he'll open up. So I think it'll help him. I think it's the deep D Hop's got to be happy as hell.
Oh God, yes.
It's like him and Cooper finally got quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Also,
I think D-Hop's going to help open up Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah,
because Travis hasn't had a big year this year, but a lot of it's because all the attention goes to him.
Yeah, and he's still, they're still going to have to chase Worthy down the sideline, so they got to put somebody on him. D-Hop, who knows? They may underestimate him because
we'll see what he's still got left. Yeah, we'll see what he's still got left. He went from being owned in like 40% of leagues to being owned in 95% of leagues this week.
Yeah.
That's what a quarterback does for you.
Oh yeah.
So let's jump into the injury news. Who do we got that's going to be borderline that we need to keep our eyes on this week?
Borderline. Okay.
Oh, you can just go through your list. I was just.
Oh, we don't know because everybody knows that Evans is hurt, Godwin's hurt, Watson's out. Jameis Williams got suspended.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels is doubtful, but he'll probably play. He got rolled up. He got rolled up on that first play.
If they're saying that he's probably going to play, can they really name him as doubtful?
He was doubtful yesterday.
Okay.
And they said it depends what happens in the next 48 hours. He'll probably play. He's a young kid. He got rolled up on that very first play when he went, 56 yards or so, and he got kind of crunched and that, So it probably hurts him, but I don't think he's hurt.
Yeah. Before you move on,
I did not win the Pepper Challenge last week. Chubb got in the end zone, but
he did get the touchdown. Only got 32 yards.
He got 30-something yards scrimmage.
32 of the 50 that he needed.
So
and this week's Hot Pepper is actually in the ticker. It's Drake London over 20 points in a PPR format.
Yeah. I see good things. Actually, I was going to go for a 3 for this week. I was going to say that Drake's going over 20, Shakir's going over 20, and Josh is not going to throw an interception.
Woo! Everyone's banking on Josh throwing a pick this week.
Well, I'm saying he's not, but if you follow me on Chili Pepper Challenge,
that's not a good thing.
I lose 90% of the time, so it's more a curse than anything.
Yeah, leave Josh's name out your mouth.
Against Drake London this week, so
yeah,
I'll eat a pepper if he sucks.
If he duds out. All right, so let's get back to the injury report. So we know about Jaden, who's probably gonna end up playing, which actually makes that game way better. Jaden versus Caleb's way more interesting than
makes it very interesting. It's a
although Mariota looked good last week.
I like Mariota. If Daniels is going to go down, I'm not on it. I'm like, come back as soon as you can, but the house is still not going to catch on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we got like Rattler or somebody like that.
God, Spencer Rattler looked so bad.
And he might be be in there this week. Luckily, he got Taysom Hill and Olave back, so that's going to help him.
I mean, Hill's going to be probably splitting time at quarterback.
You're sure?
A lot. That's what that means.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you've got Taysom Hill this week, play him.
Absolutely,
because he's going to play. He's going to play every position and sell popcorn.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, Deontay's out. Irving, he's got a toe, but they say he's okay. Ford's out. DK's doubtful. Goddard's out. So look for Calvacara or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy there. Let's see. T. Higgins is questionable. Flowers is questionable. Samuels is out. Juju's out. Ayuk is out. ETN is questionable. Shaheed is out. And they're talking about CMC coming back around week 10.
So this might be the last major week of Mason.
Yeah. So you got to start making adjustments for that at least. I mean, Mason might be good. Well, he's not. They're off next week, so you're not going to get to use him. And if CMC doesn't come back in week 10, well, then Mason will be there. But if CMC comes back, Mason fades into oblivion.
Well, I would also hold on to Mason for a few weeks because because he comes back doesn't mean that he's going to.
CMC's great for getting hurt, coming back and getting hurt.
Yep.
So yeah, you want to hang on to him. Yeah. And that's basically, I mean, there are deeper injury reports. Check your quarterbacks, make sure they're all in. But yeah.
Spen comes in and says QB Allen, Smith, Nix, running backs Gibbs, Walker, Hubbard, Madison, Brown, McNichols, BTJ, Diggs, Mooney, Myers, Wandell, Pierce, Tolbert, Lazard, Naylor, Williams, Franklin. Okay, I like it. It could be worse. He's in a lot of deep leagues. That could be a lot worse in a deep league.
He's in one where you play two quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because who needs three quarterbacks?
That's his new team. Because you have to remember he splits halfway through the season. Yeah. So that's his new team.
It's tough to keep up with him.
All his different ones. He always has new ones. John Snow comes in and says Falcons are winning that game and throwing.
I'm telling you because the Bucs are in disarray right now.
Yeah, they are.
Now is the time to strike them because I mean, these young guys maybe they'll come through. But I heard something about Baker getting in trouble. I was almost. I think the chat is now losing faith in my challenge.
Last week everyone thought you were going to win it.
Well, they love it when I eat a pepper.
Yep.
If I was right all the time, you'd be like, "Well, that's boring." And I could make boring picks. Believe me, I can make it where every pick I make wins. But so what?
Yeah, you gotta make them fun. Weird doing a draft mid-season when you get to look at how everyone's playing. That's an unusual setup, Spen. Didn't Spen teach us the Vampire League last year too?
Yeah, I think it was either him or Trig.
Yeah, and it was one of them did the Vampire League last year. Bucks will win at home. You think the Bucks are going to win with all the injuries that they got? I just don't see the Bucks winning.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be a big white.
Who's Baker thrown to? White. It's going to be White. It's going to be Cade Otton. Cade Otton had like 14 targets last week.
It's funny because 2 weeks ago you were not on the Otton bandwagon
because Otton never got any targets.
Well, it's funny how things like that.
How fast that changes.
Yeah.
But in fact,
rarely do you
get picked up Cade Otton.
Your number one and your number two bam.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen very often.
It's so in there they'll have their backs. They're gonna have Cade Otton. They have McMillan, the rookie out of Washington, and then they have Sterling Shepard, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this to college with Baker.
Yeah, I do believe they're gonna run the ball a ton, but you can't keep running if you go down a bunch. And that defense hasn't been good. So if the Falcons get up on them, they're going to have to throw.
Yeah.
Ooh, Geno or Bo Nix?
I like Geno lately, but Bo is doing really good.
Yeah, let's see who's Bo.
I think it helps that he's got such a strong defense.
Bo's playing the Panthers. It's hard not to play him.
Right.
Geno's going against Buffalo. Buffalo is missing their middle linebacker, though, and one of their reserve defensive tackles.
Gino loves to throw, and they got Canine over there, but we're talking quarterback. So,
Yeah.
Bo might be the way to go. Does Bo know Carolina?
Oh man, I want to say go Gino, but Jesus.
Well, he's got like the most yardage thrown in the league this
I
year.
know. And if Buffalo's offense does anything in the first half and they get a lead, they're going to throw. They're going to abandon the run game. That's just what they do.
Bo might end up shutting down. They might blast through Carolina so bad. I mean, I looked at Carolina's injury report.
It's Bryce this week,
and not talking fantasy guys, but just regular players.
Mm-hmm.
There were like 20 guys on their injury report.
Yeah,
that's almost half the team is banged up in some way. With some of your best players, Brooks, Thielen, Deontay, all out.
Yeah.
I don't know if Carolina. I'm looking. You can get a shutout, and Knicks might only have to really play hard for a couple of quarters. It could be one of those kind.
I'm going Gino. I think it's gonna be a more competitive game.
We'll have. Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
John Snow comes and says, I made a parlay to start the week. Rams, Bengals, Lions, Dolphins, Falcons, Bills, Commanders, Cowboys, all winners, no lines. Oh, those are straight up. Ooh. You got the Rams right off the get-go.
Parlays is where the gamblers make their money off of you. You're better off just betting straight games.
Yeah, but if you can hit your parlay, whew.
Well, Rams, that was a ballsy pick.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Well, it looks like you knew what you were doing now, but 5 days ago it was like I don't know.
Bengals over the Eagles
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I like the Lions.
What does this pay out? I'm interested in what it pays out if you win, because that's picking the Dolphins at all, whether Tua's back or not, is gutsy. Dolphins
he's picking this year. He's really. I mean, he's going against the odds because he's picking the Cowboys over the Niners, which is
$20 for $2,500. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I would play that one too. I like that one.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it too often, but I said, I do not like parlays because you got like 4 games in there that are locks and like 3 that are just terrible.
Yeah. Spen comes and says, I drafted Franklin for you, Mikey, because the Bills didn't do it. I loved Troy Franklin coming out. I was so mad the Bills didn't select him. PPR, 2 running backs, 1 flex. Brian Robinson, Dobbins, Hunt, McLaurin, Wicks, Watson. You always play McLaurin.
Yeah.
He's a must play. You obviously play Kareem Hunt. He's a must play right now. So there's your flex is McLaurin. One of your backs is Hunt. And I'm probably going Brian Robinson over,
Let's see.
Is Brian Robinson back?
Robinson is playing against New Orleans, and Robinson he's back.
Got the Bears. Like neither one of those are great.
Though Eckler was he wasn't on my list, but I did see something about him being a little banged up. So that gives Robinson's the bull in that backfield anyway. You got Hunt. I hate to go against my own team, but I think Dobbins might be the way to go.
Okay, I can be sold on that. I know Hunt and McLaurin is who I'm going with. I'm not a huge Wicks guy. He's so dependent.
He's hit and miss. That's a problem with that whole receiving corps for Green Bay.
Yeah.
They got 4 guys who could be the guy on any given day.
Mm-hmm. So, like either one of those guys could go off, but I think from a floor standpoint, probably Dobbins, Hunt, and McLaurin is who I'd go with. Spen comes and says Walker's a really bad matchup for the Bills defense. He has the traits that could really do well against Buffalo. You're not wrong, but that's any running back.
And the Bills can be run on.
But at the same time, the Bills have done a really good job of limiting, outside of Derrick Henry, has done a really good job of limiting the running backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the nice thing about having a good running game and having a couple good receivers, even though DK's down, you got JSN, you got Lockett, you got Fant.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a tough game for the Bills.
Yep. John comes and says, "I've won a parlay each year, the last two." Nice.
Good for you.
That's
How many
awesome.
did you lose?
I got the Eagles winning. Okay. Franklin's starting to come around. He is, and he's rookie. It's gonna happen. Troy Franklin or Alec Pierce. Oh.
Well, where's Franklin?
Franklin's in Denver. He's the rookie in Denver. Crap. That is a tough one. Alec Pierce at any point could go off.
Yeah,
like
that's
he
the
won't
thing
do
about
anything
Pierce.
for 3.5 quarters and then back-to-back bombs.
As soon as you're not thinking about Alec Pierce, you see him go for a 60-yarder.
Yeah.
You don't. But then all of a sudden you don't hear about him for a while too. So
I have him on one of my fantasy teams. He is 1,000% big play dependent. They don't target him as a
no. He's not a
reception
dink and
guy
dunker at all.
at all. Yes, we will be back on. Tommy and I will be on after the Bills game, so come on over. You know, we'll be doing the post game Bills Seahawks, so you can come let us know how you did. Or you can come Monday night. I don't know if it goes into Monday night. We have the Monday night show here also that you can come watch. Chuba or Lockett, full PPR. I might go Lockett this week.
I would go Lockett because Chuba's up against a buzzsaw.
Also, Lockett's going to be the number one.
Yeah.
Although he's going against two really good corners.
Well, they're going to just stack the box on him. They got nobody to throw to.
It's Bryce this week and not Andy. Yeah. Andy got in a car accident, so it's going to be Bryce Young this week.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got to go with Lockett on that one, especially with DK down. You're going to get more.
What if Daniels don't play? Is McLaurin still safe with Mariota? Based off of last week, yeah, McLaurin still did fantastic with Mariota. I do think Daniels is going to play though.
Yeah, I hope he does. Now I got to decide whether I'm going to start him or Tua. I saw Tua out there, so I snagged him, thinking, "Oh, maybe my the worm is."
I would probably play Tua this week because Tua has the Cardinals and their defense isn't very good.
Right. Well, and then I got to stack with him and Hill. So
yeah.
Plus, I've got to do something. I'm 1-6.
Yeah, you're not doing too hot.
Well, what was it? Was it almost 20 years ago? I went 0-7 and 7-0, and then slipped into the playoffs.
But you're banking on getting that same result this year.
Well, it's kind of like Dumb and Dumber. So you say it could happen.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Telling me there's a chance.
Yep.
I can lose one more.
Right. I wouldn't trust Tua.
Yeah, I'm not getting the party ready for that.
Right.
No, I wouldn't trust him, but from what he says, he they pulled him out.
Like honestly, this concussion though was his own doing. He just ran running the ball and ran into a guy.
And it was, I've heard it described as, it was a terrible hit and everything. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
It was actually a very simple hit, which is the
his head hit
part.
The inside of the guy's elbow, and that was enough to ring his bell. So, I'm going to play him for as long as he's alive, but I don't see him making it through the season.
Yeah. Tommy comes in and says, I think Hill's questionable. Hill's actually questionable, but he's not going to miss. Not with Tua coming back. I mean, last week you saw him and Waddle on the sidelines. And the coach come up to him and Hill goes, yeah, I got one. And Waddle's like, yeah, I had 2 attempts. And that was it. Last week, I had Hill. I had 3 receivers going, and I got 8 points off of them. It was wonderful because you know who you played last week?
I played you.
Me.
I mean, I can't catch a break. On paper, I have one of the best teams going, and they just
don't play.
They don't score.
No scoring.
All right, it's either the quarterback isn't in, or something else is wrong with the team, or
or that week they get taken out, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I can't catch a break. Luckily, my real team is hanging in there in first, so be nice to get a win this week and see Dallas lose.
Yeah, pick one: Mooney, Singletary, Pittman, White, Warren, Pierce. What White is it? Is it Ricardo White for Tampa, or is it Zamir White for the Raiders?
I think if I got to pick one this week, it's either going to be Mooney or White.
Yeah. Just single digit ended up on the duds last week.
Yeah, yeah.
Only person that was worse that had more than 70% ownage was Mostert. It's Rashard White. Okay, so I might go White this week.
I think I'd have to because they're down to him. You know, if nothing, he's going to get volume.
Back. He's their passing back.
Yeah, he's going to get the volume if anything else. So yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see him line up in the slot either. Like when they throw the ball, they're probably going to throw to their tight end, and their running backs is probably where it's going.
Yeah.
Zach Sealer's out for the season. Ooh, that's a big loss for that defense. He was their best defensive tackle. Yeah, but that's fine. He's a Dolphin. He can be out for the season. Let's do some studs and duds. So studs from the quarterback standpoint. Lamar Jackson led all scoring last week. He just had a day, man. They just couldn't stop him. Like they were doing so good until Mike Evans went out. After Mike Evans went out, it looked like a completely different team.
Yeah. Oh, that Goddard injury. Oh my God. When his foot was facing the other way.
Oh, the Godwin one? Yeah. Reminded me of the Moises Malou. Remember Moises
they didn't even fix that until they got in the locker room because as he was driving away, I'm looking at him, and it's like, what's wrong here? And his heel was up and his toes were down.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be the other way around,
Yeah.
That was
that was gross. I didn't need to see that. Mayfield, for as bad as they did, he had a shit ton of points, man.
Yeah.
And then Russell Wilson made it in his first start, made his way on to the studs.
He might make Pickens relevant again.
Right?
So far Pickens has been the show me guy. It's like every time somebody, who should I pick, this guy or Pickens? It's like, well, Pickens hasn't shown us anything, but
he showed us something last week.
Wilson likes to throw them bombs,
Yeah, he did show us last week. Honorable mention, we had Allen, Drake May, the rookie, and Jalen Hurts. And just missing honorable mention was Marcus Mariota. So they were asking about Mariota. Mariota looked real good last week in that offense. Running backs, we had Jahmyr Gibbs that led the way. Then we had Rashard White. We had Saquon Barkley. Honorable mention, we had Mixon. Breece Hall finally made a appearance in a losing effort. And then we had Javonte Williams for Denver, who's been up and down this year.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, we had Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's funny. We made the trade for St. Brown for Gibbs, and they both led their respective.
Well, and now look at St. Brown's got a couple games now where he doesn't have to deal with J-Mo.
Yep. So we have St. Brown.
That's got to be helpful for him.
Yep. Pickens. Bateman. Bateman just came out of nowhere.
He's been there all along. He's like the Juwan Jennings of Baltimore. Jennings is always there. He's really good, but when Flowers,
he hadn't done nothing all year.
You don't hear about Bateman. You don't hear about him all year. So they need him, and then boom, he's there.
Yeah,
but former first round pick for fantasy.
No, I did not see that coming. Honorable mention: Brian Thomas Jr. Where did that performance come from? Like last week, I'm like, I'm not playing Brian Thomas. I don't trust that team at all. And then he just goes off.
Yeah,
didn't see that one coming. Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown. Welcome back, AJ Brown. Tight ends, Njoku. Now that Deshaun is gone, Njoku may be relevant again.
Yeah, I think Deshaun being gone is really good for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
It just
just didn't work.
Once he got his money, it's like he just lost his will. He
also spent 2 years out of football.
He still wants to play ball, but it's like, I'm not gonna. Oh, that hurts a little bit. I think I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
It's not. I like the kid who substituted for him last week. That RTP or whatever.
Oh yeah, Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, I like that guy. He doesn't get enough play.
BTR.
BTR.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jameis.
Jameis is the starter they did last year without Watson and 3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah,
they're okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot there. Njoku's their main guy. You have Njoku and you have Judy. So Watson's done in the NFL. You know,
I
he won't be
agree. I
back.
agree, Tommy.
Yeah, I don't see how. I mean, that leaves Cleveland in such a bind. It's 170 million dead cap.
Yeah, well,
They're gonna have to figure it out.
it's like a divorce. Sometimes you got to pay the bitch. Excuse my language.
Touche. Pick 3. We have Kamara, Cook, Jacobs, Connor, Chubb, Singletary, Waddle, JSN. 2 running backs and 1 flex.
Okay, Kamara for sure.
Well, Kamara's dealing with a broken hand.
Oh, is he?
Yes. He's gonna be always playing, but he's dealing with a broken hand. So I might actually go Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs was going to be my second guy on that one.
Kamara is also, he's dealing with Spencer Rattler still. So until Carr comes back, I'm not sure. There's not an auto start.
Connor gets a lot of action, but hasn't turned it into anything yet. Chubb's going to get his 50 this week.
Because Chubb is playing who this week?
They got Baltimore.
Oh, that's a bad matchup, man.
Oh, it's a terrible matchup
for terrible matchup for them.
I'm thinking if they can get anywhere close, though, he'll do. I'm not saying he's going to break one for 60 or anything like that. I think a lot of his runs are going to be 3,
and
4.
Singletary's got the Steelers. That's horrible.
Yep.
Who
might not be too bad this week is JSN.
I would go JSN and flex. And your 2 running backs, I'd go Jacob and Cook.
Yeah. Now that I know Kamara's hurt, which is
he's still playing. And who does he have this week? He has the Chargers, who have a good defense.
Yes.
I would probably go Cook and Jacobs, and then JSN and my flex.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Especially with Metcalf out.
Yeah. Even with 2 back, Waddle's still the second guy.
Yeah. Thoughts on this PPR trade? Giving Singletary for Mostert. I have Hall and Cook both bye weeks of 12 and Dodo on the roster. I love the giving up Singletary for Mostert.
Yeah.
I love Singletary, but that Giants offensive line isn't great. Like, I'm a Singletary guy. He came from the Bills. I love the kid. Howie calls him single digit because he's a fantasy guy. And I think Tracy actually fits that offense better than Singletary does.
Yeah, I like Tracy.
If you're giving Singletary for Mostert, I think that's a good deal. The problem is Mostert is going to be playing second fiddle at H-N. So if the Dolphins lose to the Cardinals, I see McDaniel being fired on Tuesday. He just got a new extension. I can't see him being fired yet.
They like him.
Yeah.
They like him down there. He ain't going anywhere.
So you pick JSN over Connor. Yes.
Yes. I like Connor, but I think JSN's going to do better.
Connor is going against that Dolphins defense that just lost their best defensive tackle, though. But man, I don't trust him. That's my problem.
I think they're going to have to throw a lot. This, and I don't see Harrison stepping in yet.
No. Start Gino or Josh. You start Josh.
Gino's going to throw more. Josh is going to run more. I'm trying to think of the fantasy calculation.
If he picks Gino, we have our X factor of this week.
That's a good X factor. I'll go X factor on that.
Gino versus Josh, fantasy points. Okay.
Are you gonna be the anti-Buffalo guy again?
No, I'm going.
Butt kicked, huh?
No, I actually loved that I was wrong. That worked because I've been losing my ass off on those. So I'm going the opposite way, and it worked.
Yeah.
Cooper outdid Devonta, which was.
I knew he would. I mean, I knew
he would too. But I also thought if I pick him, he's not going to do it. So no.
Oh, that's like me. The other day I thought I'd watch the Syracuse game, right? I go, I'll wait till halftime. I get at halftime, they're down 31-0 to Pitt. I go, okay, I guess I'll watch something else.
You start Josh, Scott. Always start Josh. Tua or Kyler this week? Oh, that's a good one. I'm going Tua.
Yeah, I'm starting.
I like their passing game better.
I dropped Kyler for Tua.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. All right.
I had to take a big chance going into the second half of the season because, like I said, a week from now it could, it's basically just taking notes and doing the show because my league is over.
Trade Neighbors and Pickens for Ja'Marr. Are you trading Neighbors and Pickens? Because I wouldn't do that. I like Ja'Marr, but Neighbors is a target monster, man. Would you make that deal?
Who's he got instead of, let's see, Ja'Marr Chase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boy.
I wouldn't do that deal. Neighbors is one of the best fantasy
Neighbors
guys.
and Pickens for Ja'Marr? That's a tough. I could see going straight across for Neighbors and Ja'Marr.
I wouldn't do that either, though.
But Pickens is kind of,
Pickens could be something bigger with Russ.
Neighbors is always going to be the go-to guy in New York. Ja'Marr is the go-to guy in Cincinnati. I would stick with what you have.
Me too.
With Neighbors and Pickens, because Pickens might come on big now with Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You might trade him off thinking, I'm just using him as a sweetener, and he could be the biggest part of the whole trade. So I wouldn't do it.
If they continue connecting like they did last week, absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that right now.
I mean,
if you don't need to, because it's not a game changer for your team. Getting Ja'Marr after getting rid of those two is not going to change anything.
No, because Neighbors and Ja'Marr cancel each other out.
Yeah,
really, they're both number ones.
That's what I'm saying. I could see if you just went 1-1, but why give away Pickens when he might end up being, he might be nothing for the rest of the year.
Or he might be the difference between winning the championship down the stretch.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's finish out the studs. We had Njoku, then we had Smith. We had Andrews. Welcome back, Andrews. They're finally starting to figure out how to use him. We had Bowers, Otten, and Henry as honorable mentions. Our duds. We had quarterback Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, and Patrick Mahomes. I never thought I'd see Patrick Mahomes on the duds.
Yeah, it's funny, all the talk shows.
He also has JJ.
When they start ranking them, they've got Mahomes down around 17, 18. On quarterbacks.
Yeah,
just his stats. I mean, he wins. There's football and there's fantasy football, so you have to always remember that there's a big difference.
Yeah. Arturo says he also has Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb. So losing Pickens wouldn't kill him, but I'm not sure Ja'Marr is that much of an upgrade over Neighbors. Name-wise, he is.
Yeah.
But fantasy-wise, I don't.
History, but not so far this year. Yeah.
Let me see something real quick. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go to here and go rest of the season rankings and see where those two guys land. All right, so Ja'Marr Chase lands at number 2, and Neighbors lands at number 6. So if you want to give up Pickens to move up possibly 4 slots, like the rest of they're projecting with a PPR at 210 for Chase. They're projecting Neighbors at 178. So you're talking about 2 points a game the rest of the way.
22, 32 points, 8 games. Yeah.
3 points.
It's about 2. This is
2 point something.
About 4 points.
So I mean, it's your call.
And that's if he follows their projections.
Yeah.
It's getting ready to get cold and windy in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. So
actually, I mean, the whole East Coast for Pittsburgh, because they're not in a dome. Cincinnati's not in a dome. New York's not. Well, New Jersey's not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather's going to get shitty here pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'd stick with what you got. I mean, unless you really think,
Okay. J Stacks comes in and says 10-man PPR, 1 running back or 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 flex, 1 tight end. Hill, JSN, Higgins, Pickens, McLaurin, Jacobs, Robinson, White, ETN, Kraft, and Laporta. I'm probably going Laporta this week without JMO. I think Laporta is going to be getting more involved.
Right, and then I think White, Jacobs, McLaurin. Because you got
So
one wide receiver,
one wide receiver,
2 running backs.
I'm going McLaurin. Ooh, Hill. I might go Tyreek this week over McLaurin.
Well, yeah, Chicago's defense is pretty good. And
yeah, I'm probably going Tyreek this week.
Maybe Tyreek. Okay, Tyreek, and then I would go Jacobs and White.
Yep, me too. ETN is questionable. You don't even know what ETN's going to do.
Right.
And with Bigsby there, who looked great last week in ETN's absence, I don't know how fast they're going to be looking to rush him back. Mm-hmm. And then, so we had 2 running backs. So we had, and White then did we come up with a flex? I might go, if I'm doing flex too, I'd go Hill, McLaurin.
Yeah, there you
Jacobs,
go. That's a way to get Hill and McLaurin both in there.
Yep. I would put a McLaurin in the flex.
Let's see.
I like that one. Top fantasy weeks for JSN, 17-11. Connor's worst fantasy weeks, 3, 4, 13, 18.9. You have to remember your scoring is different than other people's scoring too. But go with who you want. I don't trust that team at all. Mike McDaniel's record as a head coach, 22-18 records. I get what you're saying, Tommy. I do. I just don't think they're gonna let him go. That whole front office is dysfunctional. I do not see them firing him. They're going to use Tua's injury as the reason why he had a bad year, and they're going to give him next year.
Yeah, it's a kind of a gimme year.
Unless Waddle and Hill and Tua and like the team leaders are bitching him out and saying he's lost the locker room. That's the only way he goes. I just don't see it. Like from our standpoints, I would get rid of him, but that's not how they do things. Okay, we had Richardson, Cousins, and Mahomes on the duds. We had Mostert, single digit, and Eckler. Dishonorable mention was Stevenson, Chase Brown, and Montgomery. Wide receivers, we had JMO, Devonta Smith, Waddle. Dishonorable mention was Hill, Reed, and Flowers. Tight end was Laporta, Schultz, and Kelsey. It's a lot of big names in the duds.
Yeah.
I could be wrong and they could can them. I don't follow Miami enough to truly know what's going on down there. I don't hear a lot of the fans calling for his head either. They call him dumb. 10 votes, Howie. 60% think you're failing.
40% think I'm great.
That's how you're looking at that. All right. There is no bye weeks this week, which is awesome. Bye week picks back up next week. Next Thursday, don't forget, because Howie and I don't come on until Saturday. Next Thursday's game is Houston at New Jersey Jets. So make sure you set your lineups accordingly. Okay, so let's jump into some sit and starts. Let me get back to where I was. Week 8 rankings. We're going to start with your friends at the quarterback position. We obviously know Allen versus Geno is going to be our X factor. Yep. I will take Allen. You will take Geno.
Sure.
Caleb versus Jaden Daniels if he plays. Who would you take?
God, that's just I'll tell you what. Okay. I gotta take Caleb. Howie. I gotta take Caleb.
Spins like Sid Mikey. Start Howie.
There you go.
You didn't go Caleb?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Caleb.
Okay.
I mean, I hope my guys win, but
Ooh. I love this. 12-man PPR. Should I trade Hunt and JMO for Hall? Yes.
yeah. Well, JMO's out for 2 games anyhow.
Yeah. Hunt is also just holding the spot down until Pacheco comes back.
Yeah.
Breece Hall is their leader there. So if you could trade those two for Hall, I would do it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a real good one. You know, because once Pacheco comes back, he's going to cut into Hunt's time. I don't think Hunt will fully like fade away, but I do believe that Pacheco's going to cut into it.
Well, D-Hop being there is going to nibble away at his carries too.
Listen here, Spin. You're going to lose regardless. But you come here so you can blame us. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
So you do appreciate our advice because you get to blame us if you lose.
Yeah, it's your choice to listen to us.
Listen, you came here because you didn't trust yourself.
Either that or you have nothing to do and you have a sad life. But coming here on Saturday mornings, I like it.
Yeah, come here.
I mean, anybody who come here when they could be eating cereal and watching cartoons,
He's like, true, but at least I can blame you for it. Exactly.
Yeah. Hey.
He did tell me on Monday that I was going to get a stern talking to today.
You should tell all your friends and bitch about me and Mikey.
And our horrible fantasy advice.
Yourself. You'll see.
Yeah, our horrible fantasy advice. Stroud or Cousins this week?
Ooh, Houston.
Cousins at Tampa Bay. Stroud versus Indy.
Boy, Indy's kind of a bunch of chumps lately. Stroud or
eating cereal and watching cartoons. Love it, Howie.
Right. Hey, that's.
He's like, oh, I forgot all about the stern talking to. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Houston's playing Indy, and what was the other one?
Cousins versus at Tampa Bay.
I like Cousins on this game.
Brian Thomas.
I need him to throw a bunch to Drake London so that I don't have to eat a pepper next week.
Right. Spin. Mine was Brian Thomas Jr. I told you not to play him, and then he just went off. It was a doozy. I sat him too. That one hurt. Should I drink beer or sip on Crown Royal for the Bills game? Crown.
I'm a beer guy. I don't do beer.
I don't do beer. So if I had to drink one of them, I don't drink either one. But if I had to drink one, it'd be Crown.
I don't know if you Buffalo fans should be drinking brown liquor. I just don't think so. Unless it's out of a bowling ball.
Right? That would be work. That'd be work. Okay. Let's go Dak or Tua. Ooh. Dak at San Francisco. Tua at home versus Arizona.
I'm gonna go Tua. I think Dak's up against a tougher defense, and he's like him and CD are their offense. Okay. That's a lot of pressure, and it's like if they lose, they're down there with the Giants in that division. It's looking grim for the Cowboys. Let me tell you.
You're gonna love this one. Drake May or Aaron Rodgers?
Let's see.
They play each other.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wow. Nate's playing really well.
He has been.
I'm going to take a shot at Drake May.
You go Drake May, okay.
But don't bet on. Don't put any money on that one, okay, guys? I don't want to feel bad.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Jordan Mason or Devon Achane?
This week I'm going to go with Achane.
And I would go Mason because Dallas's run defense is horrible.
The
run defense, and Micah's not playing again.
I mean, everything in my heart says crush Dallas. But that's history. That's it's been a while since I've had to worry too much about it.
Dobbins or DeAndre Swift?
Dobbins or Swift? Ooh. Swift has really been having a good time lately. I'm gonna go with Swift.
This is how he makes this pick a lock. May over Rodgers.
I hope that happens.
I like it. And who'd you say you were going to go with?
May.
No.
Oh,
the running backs.
Running backs, I said Swift.
You know, Swift over Dobbins?
He's coming on nicely in that offense. I think he's finally found a fit.
Jonathan Taylor or let's go James Conner.
Taylor or Conner?
Taylor at
Playing
Houston. Conner at Miami.
You know what? Come on, Taylor, break out.
He's just coming back. So it'll be nice to see.
Let's do something. Something.
Cook or Ray Davis out of Buffalo's backfield.
Wow. Was Cook healthy?
Yeah, they're both healthy.
I'm gonna go Cook.
I picked Ray Davis. I picked Ray Davis last night as my X factor for the team.
Oh, wow.
Scott, both. They're both getting touchdowns and running.
No, that's what you want. You want them to get the rushing touchdowns, and you want Josh to manage the game and throw. Yeah. I'm going to go with Cook over Davis. They'll probably both have a good game, but no telling.
Pollard or Montgomery?
We're in Seattle too, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be raining up there.
Pollard or Montgomery?
It's going to be wet and windy and loud.
Yeah. And Josh does well in those conditions.
Well, that's good.
He played in Wyoming. That's all it was. It was wet and windy. Would you go Pollard or would you go Montgomery?
I gotta go Montgomery. Montgomery, that twosome is too solid.
Love to see a Jets loss meltdown in NYC. Davis will completely TD dependent over Cook. Coleman or Cooper?
I like Cooper.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper is the first Bill I have really, really wanted to latch on to since OJ.
You've always liked Amari though. Like there's something about him that you've always loved his game.
And I think it's the greatest thing in the world that he's finally got himself a home.
Right. The quarterback that will use them. Like all as talented as he is, he's played with a lot of really bad quarterbacks. Outside of Dak, which he did really good in Dallas.
Yeah.
But man, he's played with some bad quarterbacks in his day. All right. Jaden Reed or DJ Moore?
DJ.
All right. Pickens or Brian Thomas Jr.?
Brian Thomas Jr. Show me Pickens. Have a good week, and maybe next week I'll say something nice about you.
McLaurin or Cooper?
Cooper.
Okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. or JSN?
JSN.
Imagine if Cooper, Coleman, and Kincaid all go for 100. You can tell we have our Bills fans here.
Well, at least you use the right word, imagine.
Yep.
And that offense isn't built for three guys to go for 100.
It's not.
It's just not.
Olave or Lockett this week?
Boy, Rattler's throwing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rashid's out. He's
out for the year.
I always mess up his name. He's done.
They did sign MVS.
They did. But I don't know that they got the confidence they had in Sheed. I'm gonna pick Olave on this one.
Okay.
Although I think the Seattle guys got a really good chance of scoring some points this time.
Sutton or Keenan Allen?
Sutton or Keenan? Boy, Keenan it's been either Keenan or DJ. I'm gonna say Keenan. What? Watch Ford go for 100.
Take that, Howie.
I'll tell you what. I'll go a chili pepper against you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's you're just asking to lose for that. Like,
no, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
like
I'm just saying I mean, he put "Take That, Howie" in caps.
Yeah, because you said they're not built for it. That's why I said take that, Howie.
So that's what I'm saying.
Who will have the best year of all rookie wide receivers? When all was all said and done, it's going to be Neighbors.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. has a chance to catch him.
But that team is
it's hit and miss. It's gonna be Neighbors or BTJ, I think.
Well, I think with Ingram back now, if ETN could come back, that would open things up for BTJ. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, right now Coleman sits 4th in rookie yards.
Yeah, he's not
nice.
Get it.
I don't think so.
Now with Cooper there now.
Yeah. Although Cooper did open him up.
It takes half the points he would have scored. Possibly.
Although he had his best day with Cooper on the field with him.
Well, sure.
Last week.
But he's not, I don't think he's going to be able to get, pile him up.
Okay. Sutton or Dobbs?
Sutton is going to get is a better floor. Dobbs, no telling where he's going to come from. Like I said, that receiving core, it could be Dobbs this week, it could be Wicks this week, it could be Reed this week. And no, I'm not going to eat a Carolina Reaper.
But I mean, all 4 of them would have to go for 100 for that to happen.
Yeah, but well,
if that did happen, it's not worth it.
I can make the bet, but
if you lost, that would suck.
It would test me, but I'm no way.
Reapers are fleshy viruses. Yeah, no, I'm not eating a pepper. No,
I'd rather go a cash bet on that one. I can mail you a check. I can't eat a pepper and do another show.
That's for damn sure. If you don't want to see Howie for a week or two, we'll do the Reaper bet. All right. From a tight end standpoint, you going Kelsey or you going Njoku? Normally, this wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah. Let's see. Kansas City is playing
Kelsey, Njoku, or Ingram. The 3.
I lost Kansas. Kansas City lost Vegas. I'm gonna go with Ingram.
Going Ingram of the 3 against Green Bay?
He led the league last year when he was healthy. He's back. He's healthy, and he had quite a few catches last week. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the one. Now Kelsey will probably come out and slap the hell out of Vegas and make me look like an idiot. But I'm gonna go with Ingram.
Okay, I like it. You gonna go Kyle Pitts or Laporta?
With JMO out, I think Laporta's got a shot at coming back.
Kincaid or Kmet?
Kmet.
Okay. Otten or Tucker Kraft?
Otten.
Andrews or Schultz? Baltimore at Cleveland or Houston against Indy?
Schultz.
Okay. Freiermuth or Fant?
Fant.
Yeah, BTJ. I don't think he will catch Neighbors. BTJ's at 513. Damn. He has more than I thought he did. Jarnu or Ertz?
Ertz.
Bowers or McBride?
Bowers.
All right.
Well, they ain't got much left in Las Vegas.
Right. Right. And that closes out
he leads all tight ends right now.
What's going on, Beth? KC or Chargers defense? I'm probably on KC. They're playing the Raiders. The Raiders don't have a good team. And KC is one of the better defenses.
Had a bad quarterback.
KC is one of the best defenses. KC. Yeah. 12 votes. 58% say Howie will lose.
I'm getting better. I'm up 2%. I'm up 2%.
Okay. So let's jump over. Howie's deep league diggers. Who we got?
Oh, well, okay. I've only got a couple deep. I mean, it's halfway through the season. If you don't
Yeah,
know
it's not
these
really
guys,
a lot of deep league diggers
there's not a
anymore.
lot of deep. Here's one from Cleveland. Okay. Wide receiver Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, like it.
He's about as deep as I go right now. Ricky Pearsall, of course, with the troubles the Niners are having. Um, and overlooked a little bit has been Rashad Bateman. Who do I have on here? There's really nobody deep that I like. Maybe Sterling Shepard. I mean, now I know McMillan's going to get all the talk, but I like Shepard coming out of nowhere.
Okay. Last week's Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge, he lost. He was 50 to touchdown for Chubb. Chubb got 32 in the touchdown. This week, it's Drake London, 20 fantasy points in PPR, and he's hoping he has to eat a pepper next week. Our X factors was Cooper versus Adams. You had Cooper, I had Adams. You won. Happy to lose that one. This week, it's Josh versus Gino, and I have Josh. You have Gino. Okay.
Yeah. Now that's not an anti-Bills thing. It's just
No.
It's all about fantasy, so it's not reality.
Like Josh can win and not have the same stats as Gino.
Right.
We had that the Jaden and Lamar when we did that one.
Yeah.
Like Lamar won, but Jaden Jaden had a better fantasy day.
Yeah.
Because of the last like garbage time stuff, he ended up picking it up, and that's what you need in fantasy. Mm-hmm. Garbage time's huge in fantasy.
Oh yeah.
All right. So before you eat your pepper, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Okay. Well, let's see. We covered D-Hop. We covered Cooper. We covered Tua. How about them Rams, huh?
Oh God. How do you miss? Like, don't get me wrong. That they didn't lose because of the missed face mask, but how do you miss that face mask?
Well, that was next on the list, of course. But look at the Rams. Their running game is hot now. Their receivers are doing good. Everybody's clicking on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not a big Rams fan. I like it when they're healthy. The Niners.
When they're healthy, that offense is good.
Well, they are. They look good. So and then that face mask thing, I was like, I'm sure somebody's out there saying there ought to be a rule where they can pick that up on camera. If they ever did that, where they started calling penalties by what
based
they can catch in slow-mo, games would last 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because every play you'd get holding, every single play you'd have a holding.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't do that. Now the ref, I mean, when he went down and he just looked up at the ref and was like, and you could see clearly on the camera, his fingers were inside the padding of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
The ref missed it. I mean, I always support my refs and umpires, but yeah, they missed that one. Not a doubt in my mind. Even the guy who did it knew he was busted and couldn't believe that they didn't call it.
His hands went straight to his head after he did it.
He went, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that!" And he turned around. And he was, "No flag."
No flag.
Okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah, they could have lost because of the face mask. We'll never know, and that's what sucks. But nah, I don't put that one call. Sometimes I don't put that one call on him. Listen, you stop throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson in the second half, you've asked to lose. Really, the biggest concern coming out of that game is they lost their left tackle.
Yeah.
Which is going to hurt that offense.
Yeah, Darisaw.
They have Quessenberry. And as a Bills fan, you know how good Quessenberry was.
Yeah.
He's their backup. Yeah, not good. Not good for them. Yeah, it was crazy. All right. Howie, I think that locks us up for the rest of this. Let's eat that pepper. Eat
Let's
that
see.
pepper.
Pepper.
Eat that pepper.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's. I'm perusing my notes, but yeah, that's it. Oh, and by the way, looks like Reddick is coming back for the Jets.
Now, Scott, they did talk about they have submitted saying,
Who's the bad one?
roughing the quarterback, face masks, and one other should be reviewable or can be challenged by the but it wasn't ones that is like the everyday ones. It was the ones that were like big personal fouls.
But to review it, it's got to be called. Oh man, that's a hot one.
No, they're saying that they don't need to call it and it can be challenged.
Wow.
That was it's been denied by the competition committee.
That's a hot one, man.
Oh, that's a cherry.
Damn.
That was like shortened, round one too. And you know what that meant? More of those little seeds in it, and that's what brings the heat. Yeah. That was bad,
Okay.
huh?
I gotta go get some milk, guys. I'm out of here.
All right. For Howie, I'm Mikey. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good day, guys. I'm out of here.